Back in court today as a pretrial hearing continues. He's accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last year. His defense team is arguing to keep evidence from his arrest out of his murder trial. To help us break down what is going on in court is legal analyst Richard Schoenstein. Good to talk to you. And yesterday we learned more about Mangione's arrest from the officers who were there. There's debate about whether a warrant was needed to search that backpack. What are both sides arguing here?
Good morning, Mary. It's a year after the search of this backpack, and we have heard so much detail about it. So the prosecution has said, generally speaking, that there was a concern that there might be a bomb or a weapon in the bag, and there was some exigency to searching it. And the defense is saying it was too soon and it was without a warrant. And I have to say, based on the evidence we've heard the past few days, this is a closer issue than I thought it would be. The excuse that there may have been a weapon or bomb in the bag is problematic because the officer has now said she didn't clear the McDonald's. She didn't call the bomb squad. She just stuck her hand in the bag and started roaming around to see if there was a bomb. That doesn't seem like someone who generally was concerned there was a bomb in the bag. So I think there is a potential problem here for the prosecution.
So you believe there is a chance the evidence from the backpack could be thrown out?
Yeah, I think there's a chance. Listen, there's still the argument that it was incident to an arrest. There's still the argument that eventually they did procure a warrant. There's still a probable cause argument. So I think the prosecution has other ways around this. It's going to be closer than I thought it would be, though, and it's going to come down to the legal arguments around the Constitution.
Now, we learned that officers questioned Mangione for more than 20 minutes before they told him he had the right to remain silent. Why is that important, and how crucial are those 20 minutes?
So I don't think those 20 minutes are that crucial because I don't think there's that much he said in those 20 minutes that the prosecutors want to use. What I understand they want to use is the fact that he gave a false identification when he was first questioned. And I think that probably can come in. If they just walked up to the guy and said, "What's your name?" and he gave him a fake name before he was Mirandized, I think that's fair game. I do think 20 minutes was too long to go without giving him his Miranda rights. He said at one point he didn't want to answer questions, and the police way earlier than 20 minutes thought he was the guy. But I don't think there's any critical statements from the defendant in that 20-minute period. I don't think that's going to hurt the prosecution very much.
All right, legal analyst Richard Schoenstein, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us today. We appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Court reporter Alice Kaner is there today as Mangione's hearing continues. Look for updates on air and online at cbsnewyork.com.